You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. So far not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I'll be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I'd be frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You take it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time, I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me, know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I'd be frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Easy to love. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. You make it easy. You make it easy.
Chris the Critic Relationship Hour with Gina B. Why you are not married. Number one, you ain't all that. I know that's hard for y'all to swallow. I don't look as good as my 22-year-old self. People need to realize that. You just ain't all that. And I get it. I got this master's degree. I went to this school, that school. I worked hard for this job, for this house. And then she over there got that man. And you don't have one. Men are very simple creatures. So, ladies, for you very accomplished ladies, I got some advice for them.
What's that?
I always say it like this. You write this one down. Be a kitten, not a cat. What does that mean, Chris?
What does that mean?
You ever played with a kitten? It's real friendly. It almost acts like a puppy. And you want to play with it. You want to look at the little kid. It just makes you feel good. Now, have you ever seen an adult cat? When it feels like it, it might rub against your leg and move away. But is that men like kittens?
Kittens will play with anybody. A cat is particular.
Listen, what did we learn? Men are very simple creatures.
Right.
You can fool us. We want you to laugh at our dumb jokes. So all you super smart women out there, you good looking women, you see a guy you like, you guys do make it out on a date, he actually pays for the date. When you're actually with that person, the dialogue is happening, the dinner is happening, you say, okay, this might work, this might work. It would help if you act a little blind.
Oh my God, Becky.
I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I mean, be nice to
So
him.
you
hear the worst joke ever, but if you sort of like them, laugh at it. There you go. Hey, it's a lot of married women out there. If we got any married women chiming in, if I'm telling a lie,
that one's a fake laugh.
Let me know. Right.
What you're saying is that we should cater to the male ego, and that's what's ultimately going to get us married.
I'm first saying recognize that I think some of us, more women than men, look in the mirror. You ever seen a little lion look in the mirror and see somebody real big? They see somebody a little more fine than what they are. And I'm not calling anybody ugly, so I'm not here to bash anybody.
Let's look at Middle America, okay? Middle America is not attractive.
They're not?
Middle America is largely married.
Okay, I think we're on the same page then. People sort of... We get stuck to reality shows sometime and think we're supposed to have, I got a degree in a house, so I'm supposed to have Idris Elba or his twin.
Well, I mean, have you noticed, okay, so you remember your friends from high school, right? And you remember how
Same friend.
they had all of these qualifications for, if she's going to lock me down, she got to be this, that. She's got to have an ass like that.
That's all we really looked at. Stop right there. You had me at. That's really what a man. Simple creatures. We want to be fed.
But-
we want you to laugh at us, give us some, and that's
Okay,
it.
but-
Together.
Steve Standard.
I've never been lucky at love, no never. I've never been good at holding on. A heart broken so many pieces, but I'll just keep on moving on because I'll never give up on love, no never, no never, and I'll never give up on trust, whatever come what may. All that I wanna say, that true love's gonna come my way. Alright, I'm looking for a lover for me. Could you be the one for me? Yeah. Alright, just looking for forever for me. For me. See, I never ever thought that I could love again. I never ever thought that I could ever win. But don't ever give up, no, and don't ever give in. See, I pray that true love finds me in the end. I'll never give up on love. I will never. And I'll never give up on trust. I will never. Looking for a lover for me. See, I'm looking for a lover for me, yeah. And it's alright. Looking for forever. I'm looking for forever. For me. I wanna come home every night. Hey, make love to her right. Remind her that she's the only one that I need. She's the only one. I'm gonna treat her like mine. See, I'm gonna give her everything. Whatever she wants. Plus a 10-carat diamond ring. Baby. Woo. I'm looking for a lover for me. Looking for a lover. Could it be you? And it's baby, it's alright. Looking for forever for me. I'm looking for forever for me. Hey, looking for a lover for me. I'm looking, still looking.
What's going on, people? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Chris and Gina Relationship Show. For this show, I'll be Chris the Critic, and
And I think I'll be Gina today.
you be Gina today.
I think I will.
How to pick a spouse is on tap.
Yeah, but what do we have first?
What do we have first? Well,
day is
first, I just got to say, we got in here a little late. Our hair and makeup team was late. We don't have a hair.
I don't have a hair team. Isn't it obvious?
It's kind of warm in here.
It's hot. It's Hades up
So
in this bitch.
if you see me wipe my brow, it's because it's kind of warm in here.
Yeah, the most benign thing you could be wiping is your brow.
It is day number 196 already. We only have 169 days left in this calendar year.
Which is crazy.
It is.
I say that every year, but I just don't know where time, every week, I just don't know where time goes. But go ahead.
All I got to say is the older I get, the faster it seems to go.
Isn't it true?
How to pick a spouse. But before we get to that, it is National Gummy Worm Day. All of our gummy worm fans, stand up. It's
Be counted.
It's National Tapioca Pudding Day.
I actually like, do you like tapioca pudding?
No.
I do.
Absolutely.
I like tapioca pudding.
I don't even know what it is.
It's got little tapiocas in it, little like balls of something. I don't know. It probably isn't good for you, but I haven't eaten it in years. But it's really good. I mean, I like it.
It's if you live on a farm, it's National Love Horses Day.
You don't need to live on a farm to love horses. I happen to.
Don't love horses. I always think about a horse like biting your finger off.
They don't do that.
That's
can. Not a thing.
They're a dangerous animal.
They are not. They're lovely. I rode horses for a long time.
It is. Think about your little cats and dogs. It's National Pet Fire Safety Day.
Oh, keep them away from flame.
Have an escape plan for your pooch or your kitty.
Yeah, please do.
And then it's Social Media Giving Day. Ha ha. I don't know how you give to us, but if you figure it out, please do.
Yeah. What's your Cash App, Chris?
Exactly.
We need to have a collective Cash App. You know, it embarrasses me so much when people like, it's my birthday. You want my Cash App?
Okay, let me Cash App. I can see if it's their
No.
kid, but
Yeah, but like
when
come
grown
on.
folks get into
Just
that, I'm
embarrass
like,
me.
you're doing too much.
All right, I don't know how long this hair is going to stay down. It is so hot in here. Like, it's a sauna.
Now look, anyone watching the show, thank you for joining. If this is the first time watching Chris and Gina, we talked
appreciate you.
about marriage, sex, dating, and money. And that's it. Air week, all day, air day, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. That's what we do. So why this topic? First off, everybody doesn't want to get married.
No.
So if you're out there, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're not a bad
Okay.
person.
You don't have to get married.
You know,
Nobody's
a lot of
making you.
people, you see these folks online. I just got to be transparent here. Starting on Saturday night, Sunday, I start teasing a few social media pages, throwing up fairly controversial posts,
People don't like you for them.
getting fodder. I got a really nice note. So we had a huge picnic. I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Chosen Few house music picnic if you're from Chicago. And a person sent me a note after. Was like, I'm so glad you're still the same old funny Chris, other than the social media post I've been seeing. I was like, that's just TV. That's just TV. But seriously, why this show? There are a lot of people who may want a spouse.
Some people do.
Some people do.
Some people don't, and it's okay if you
well,
don't.
you know, the way I look at it, I looked up every year that goes by, technology now says we're going to live 3 more longer months. The life expectancy is going up. So God forbid, here I am, over 40. I am. I'm not lying. Over 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how long I'll live? I'll live 50 more years, and it's going up. That's 150 more months. I'm married. I'm 16 years in. How long are you in now?
Almost 2.
Look at you.
Look at me.
2 years in.
2 years.
We got
It
experts.
almost feels like nothing, doesn't it, compared to your 16?
You may want a spouse. So even if you don't want one, even if the thought of a man, and even if they irritate you, you may one day change your mind.
You might.
And even if women, you don't trust them or whatever, you may one day change your mind.
You could.
This show is how to pick a spouse, because whether you are 25, 55, or whatever, who you choose to be your husband or wife, and or if you're still in childbearing years, the mother or father of your child, is the most important decision you will ever make.
It sure is. It's so important.
If it goes well, you got a companion. You got someone to fight the pressures of life together with you with. Mm-hmm. And if it goes wrong,
It's hell.
financial ruin is around the corner. Your mental state is out the drain, and you could be, beaten up, abused, or worse, male or female. So it's that important.
It's very.
And they also have, they kind of have an effect on your kids if you have them.
Yeah.
So, Gina B,
Yeah.
where do you want to start with this? Because we have a lot of folks. I want to address one faction crowd. I'm sorry. I've been gathering that some of our viewers or some of the people I've been encountering who are sour to marriage. Let's just be quite honest.
Well,
Some of them have been divorced or whatever. I want to, at some point, address that in the show.
Yeah. I mean, if you've been soured on the topic of marriage, I'm sorry, my hair is like a nightmare because it's so hot in here. If you've been soured to the topic of marriage, if you've had bad relationships or witnessed bad marriages or grown up in households that have been challenging because of the marriage of your parents or the lack of marriage of your parents, sometimes it's difficult to get through those experiences and say, a healthy marriage is possible for me. Or maybe you don't want that companion, and that's okay too. But don't. I always caution people against using that as a defense mechanism by saying, I don't want to get married when, hey, mad, chronically ill girl. I also need to say, hopefully my friend Sonia is watching.
Hey, Sonia.
Because I told her I'd give her a shout out.
Sure.
But anyway, I don't want people to waste time by having the defense mechanism of, I don't want to get married, when really they might be afraid that they're not going to find a partner. A good partner, someone who won't screw them over. I mean, there's a lot of options out there.
So you think it's something people sort of self-protect themselves.
They do.
Say, you
They
know what?
protect
I just
themselves.
don't want a wife. Not interested. But in reality, I do. Maybe I've been hurt.
Right, and
That's fair.
but they're putting that in the universe, and they're going to get what they put out. So if you're putting out, I don't want a wife, I don't want a husband, I don't want, you won't get it, right?
So to that end, and you and I talked about this, the first step to picking a spouse, and we'll assume if you have had issues, male or female, maintaining a relationship, they don't seem to work out. Maybe you're wondering if your picker is off. Maybe it's something.
A lot of people's pickers are off.
My picker was off for years. If it's something subconsciously you may be doing, or you've been through a bad relationship, right? And that's most of us at some point in life.
Yeah.
I'm going to preface it by saying this show assumes, and we'll touch on it at different points, I'm sure, that you've gotten some help addressing your past traumas.
Yeah. The foundational work is really important because you've got to make sure that you are a person who is a good partner. Like, are you somebody that someone wants to partner with?
Right. Not only that, you could be Jesus or Mary, but if the other person has issues that are unresolved, it won't work. Or if you have issues and the other person is Jesus or Mary, it won't work.
Right,
so
exactly.
And it's okay for us, we're in a society, we're an ego-driven society where none of us wants to think that anything is wrong with us. Trust me, ask my wife. I got plenty of things wrong with me.
I'm sure she'd concur.
She puts up with me.
Yeah. And to further, okay, so
What?
once again, I have to clarify. Chris and I are not married to each other.
Oh, yeah, by the way.
Some people got
We're
that
just
confused.
two
We're like,
real
we are two
good-looking
people.
folks.
Yes, Sonia, I know it's you. I thought it might be you.
Hey,
but I
Sonia.
said that.
Oh, Sonia.
Sonia's my girl.
Okay, got it.
Anyway, so foundational work is really essential, right? So you want to, before you start trying to pick a spouse, make sure that you don't have any lingering things
Right.
like baggage, defense mechanisms, all the things. Like go into it with a really healthy attitude about how to be a good partner, right? And understand that it's not like picking a vacation destination, right? You're looking for a co-CEO in your life. Like that's really what you're looking for when you're looking for a spouse.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the co-CEO.
Yeah, you're a co-CEO.
Okay.
So,
Where
and you
you
got to
wanna
make
start?
sure that, you're only as strong as your weakest partner. So, if you've got somebody who doesn't really know how to even, run their own morning, then how are they going to run their life with you? And it's going to be, you're always going to be carrying that person. And who wants to do that? You want to be able to trust people. So, okay, let's start. You want to start with some notes? I have notes.
You can
Chris
go ahead.
always accuses me of not having notes. And here we are.
She's been oddly prepared the last few shows.
Prepared. Anyway.
I'll let you kick this thing off.
Are you picking a partner or a project? Okay. So, too many people fall in love with potential. And you need to fall in love with the people for who they are today.
Correct.
And everyone, to be clear, does have potential. There are things that you can impact, but you can only do that if you've got a person who's willing to be impacted by those things.
Yeah, I don't think everybody has potential.
Yeah. Don't marry aspiration.
I don't even think everyone has potential. I mean, everyone has potential.
Yeah.
Meaning, potential doesn't really mean squat. I mean, to
It
me.
doesn't.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page.
And women, we are the original rehabbers. I don't know if you know this.
You are?
We are. We're the people that will go in and be like, okay, I can fix that man. I can make him this and I can make him that and I can change this. There are certain things that will probably change and certain things that will not change. So you can impact how he dresses.
I like that.
But you can't impact who he's
I want
after.
to add on to that, especially for ladies, right? Gina B said something that I think is true. You want half of that?
Yeah.
I didn't use the inside.
Hell.
So
Dying.
there you go.
Thank you, sweetie.
I do think what's on the clothing, you see the pop the balloon shows and all these guys rejected because of their clothing.
Yeah.
I think that's asinine.
That's dumb.
That is,
That's like not liking a present because you don't
Right.
like how it's wrapped.
and I get it. We are in, and you have to realize, folks, we are in an age of almost instant gratification where we think, men and women think they're supposed to have somebody that's perfect. And in reality is, you aren't perfect, so why would you expect an imperfect spouse? Now, having said that, once the love drug wears off, meaning you meet the new person, man, she's this, you're telling your girls about him if he's a great dude, that's going to wear off.
It is.
This is why a lot of, I think, marriages end, right? That fuzzy feeling wears off. Her looks no longer got her through. Even his bedroom skills and his paycheck didn't get him through. And you're left with a person. So when you talk about marrying a partner,
Yeah.
you have to like the person.
You do. You really have to, quirks and all, right? So if they stayed exactly the same with all their quirks and all their perceived limitations, like what you think might be a limitation, could you be happy? And if the answer is no, then rethink that. And these are things that you could suss out really early.
I got something even deeper. Now look,
What you got?
I said I was gonna drop some gems.
Uh-oh.
I was about to drop a gem. Get your notepad out. I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Do, 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 do. I think they got it now. Or they've got,
Okay,
the
they do?
notes, they've got a
Hey,
notes
look,
feature on their phone.
if you are, if you got it right, I'm gonna read. Do not choose a partner. Some people are gonna look at me. Some people can disagree. I can defend it. Chris Crit, cold with it, unfuckwittable since 1971. Do not choose a partner for looks, professional accolades, or paycheck. I will repeat. Do not choose a spouse based on looks, professional accolades, or paycheck.
Okay.
What now? That is probably counterintuitive to how many people date. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Do you agree with my
Because
assessment?
those are all the things that you look at first when you go to the club. You're like, fine.
Not saying they aren't
Oh,
important.
he makes a lot of money. Oh, he,
Right.
know, all that.
Right.
But all the glitters.
Now, do you agree with that assessment?
I do, because that's okay. It's nice if they have all of those things.
Absolutely.
And that can be secondary or tertiary. But
There
there's
you
some
go.
things that are more primary.
But when it comes to picking a spouse, ladies and gents, trust me. I have a fairly accomplished wife, wouldn't you say?
I would say.
Fairly-
I'd say you did a good job.
fairly
of
good
picking
looking,
a
right?
spouse. Yeah.
If she's putting up
Gosh,
with
this
me
little
for
hottie.
16 years, trust me, I know a little bit of something. You just got to ride with me on this. And for those, we have a lot of people who watch the show later. If you got a question on anything I say, I always say, you hear me quote it. If you disagree, tell me, I'll defend it. Do not pick a spouse based on looks, professional accolades, or paycheck. Because any of those things can be gone in a minute. Looks
They
will
can
fade. Professional accolades will end. Mm-hmm. Right?
They always
and,
do.
And the paycheck will, hey, all that can be gotten can be taken away.
Yeah, that's true. The paycheck can go. Everything can go. And what you're left with is the core of the person. And so you want someone who's got good. There's certain things you want to see in a person. Ethics you want to see. But I'm getting into that in a second. So,
Cool.
The number 2 big point is, can you have an argument, hard conversation, without it turning into a crime scene?
Wow. All right. Now, this is probably, I got some notes too near the end, but
Okay.
I actually got some, near the end, I'm going to specifically speak to the men. Because even though I give women hell all the time, fellas, we actually extend the marriage offer contract sheet.
Yeah.
So as we tell women, if you have a child with someone and you don't like it, and you picked him, fellas, if you have a wife, you ask, you extended that contract offer, right? So I'm going to have a special message for them at the end.
Okay.
But communication,
Very important.
probably one of the most important things. And it's one of the reasons during the dating phase, people, if you have a man or a woman, and you'll hear this term a lot, it's thrown around a lot, I'll explain it. low emotional intelligence,
Yeah, Louis Q.
that is a big red flag. Now, for the people way in the back, what is that? Everyone should have emotion, right?
Yeah, they should.
A man.
Some people have more than others.
Well, yeah, it's true. But, even though men, I tease men about being soft these days.
Yeah,
He
there's
should-
a lot of men right now
But
that
he
have
should.
a lot of feelings.
But you don't want a man to be too hard because then he'll be crazy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of feelings right now.
Jesus.
So many feelings.
Why are we picking on men?
See the feelings?
Why are we
They're
picking
coming
on
out.
single men?
Feelings.
We're picking
I
on
want to
them.
hear about your feelings. Anyway, go ahead.
So, what was I talking about?
I don't even
Oh, the communication, low emotional IQ.
Low IQ, yeah. I got
This
it.
simply means that you, not saying that women are here to do housework for men, but you do him a favor, you're ironing his favorite tie.
Yeah.
You burn it, right?
Uh-huh.
He should be able to not, and that's his favorite tie. His dead grandmother gave it to him. Now, there's a difference between blah, 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 blah. He's cursing at you, he's cursing you out, you did this, that, and the other. Ah! It's a tie. Versus, wow, can you please be more careful next time? That was a really important tie, blah, blah, blah. The latter is how you want. Now, that's probably a bad example, but there will be times in relationships, if you're entering the institution called marriage, where things will be very contentious.
Yes, they will be.
That is inevitable. How he or she handles themselves. Now, I'm not saying if they flare up one time, if she snaps out one time, but you get to see how someone acts when something is
Not great.
not great.
Or there's a
And
message
if they
that they don't
consistently
want to
go up,
receive.
how this isn't me. I don't have the source handy, but I'll let you know. People have been trying to figure this out because there's no really empirical data on relationships since everyone has unique preferences, different needs, different wants. But one thing is common, and this is to add on how conflict is actually healthy. It's how you deal with it. They did a study, and what they found out is if in a day, and they measured days over time, right? And they didn't measure if you have a positive event, and they didn't measure how positive this event was, they said positive, or a negative occurrence in a day. If you have 5 or less occurrences of positive events per every one negative, less than that, relationships probably not going to work.
Okay.
But-
Well, yeah, because that would be like 20% of your interactions.
Right, but this is the good thing. This is the good thing. They also noticed that if you have 11 or more positive interactions for every one negative, the relationship still isn't going to work. Why is that? Because I'm dating myself, but if you've seen the movie Coming to America, bark like a dog.
Hop on one leg.
Hop on one leg. No one wants that. You'll leave that person.
Yeah, that's
Even in a relationship with yourself, if you're in a boat and you're saying, which way should I go? There's got to be conflict. Your mind is like, do I go left or right? Do I turn this way? 50 degrees or 90 degrees? That is how life is supposed to be. So you want a person, the reason you choose a spouse is because you said, man, life is hard. I got bills. I got responsibilities. I may have kids or want kids.
Yeah.
I want to go places. I want companionship. I choose you to go through it with. So you better be clear that this is someone that you can essentially solve conflict with, because there will be conflict. I was told during marriage, did you guys go to premarital counseling?
we did not.
So we did, but
We probably should have.
well, you
but we
still made it to 2 years, damn it.
I know. Two now. We're not quite 2. It won't be 2.
They almost painted a bad, like not that bad picture, but like it is pissing somebody off and forgiving them over and over again. Mm-hmm. You believe that?
Yeah, I can believe it.
Thought it was all going to be roses. What else?
That's that. See,
That's that what?
let me.
Are you about to talk about the Catholics?
I was going to talk about fairy tales, but that's all.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Talk. That was. Did you see the post I put up?
No. Chris
Okay.
posts a lot, and I don't read a lot of
I'm
posts.
trying to make this apropos to this show. Don't be expectations. need to be real. We won't get into that.
Yeah,
We've done
Disney
a whole show
should
on that.
not factor into your expectations of marriage.
Exactly. So I put up this Russell. Someone did a write up on Russell and Sierra, right? And it's a beautiful story, right?
A cute couple.
But people took it to think I was taking a shot at single moms just because she happened to be a single mom. That wasn't it. What it was is, I don't think, and you look at the movie Pretty Woman, I cite even Coming to America that I mentioned.
Yeah.
These are movies that Hollywood glamorizes that you have a very superhero type of guy, right? The guy's rich, he's mysterious, he's this.
He's secretly a
And
prince.
out of nowhere,
Yeah.
he picks a very average woman
He picks a
from obscurity.
foot warming bedwench.
Right, but I'm saying this woman he's got to have. She's so different than anyone else. Well, it's a movie that meant sell tickets, but you start to put yourself into that, and unfortunately, that's not real life. Not saying that real life can't be as rewarding. It's just not real life.
No, it's not.
But I pointed that out.
Here's the other piece too.
Right.
At the end of those fairy tales, it always says, "And they live happily ever after." No, they did not. Like the story ends there. It ends at the beginning of the next phase of their relationship. And we don't
Absolutely.
see that. You don't see Snow White with like, look, I'm tired of making all
Look,
this
damn
damn, right? Like you don't
All
see
these
that
damn
part.
dwarfs
You
I'm
don't
cooking
see
for you.
Cinderella like, look, I ain't wearing no more glass slippers. No, I'm done. Like you don't see her with like 4 kids.
Right.
She put on about 35 pounds. I mean, you don't see that part. All you see is she got across the finish line and they
Right.
live happily ever after. And that's not really what happens. Okay. So I just had to go on that tangent.
I want
'cause
you to
don't
finish, but I want to interject. I want to just say something, and you'll hear me say this at the end of the show. For those who might click into the show and click out, I got 5 qualities that you should have in a spouse. 5. That's it.
Okay. Do you
Now-
want to do that now? Or
Don't do it.
I mean, well,
Save it.
go ahead.
It's really not the
You may as well. Go ahead.
It ain't the best stuff I got. I got some gold up
Okay,
in
well
here.
then save the gold.
Okay, I'll just give you 5. There are a bunch of other traits. Okay, I'll let you go.
No, it's fine. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no,
you
I
really
wanna-
want to. Because
Yeah, no,
he
let's
wants
tease
to
it
see
up.
a compromise between friends. Go ahead.
No, go
He
ahead.
seems to really want to talk about
I
it.
didn't.
Go.
Really is nothing.
All right. All right. The next thing is, do you trust their judgment? Okay. That's a big thing. If you've got a person that, like, I kind of stopped dating someone once because I just couldn't understand their decisions
Who
on
was
a
it?
lot of things.
Who?
I'm not telling you.
I can get nothing out of this one.
I know. No, but I'll tell you later. But no, but I mean, he just made the worst decisions, and I was like, well, that can't be. You can do that all day for you, but I can't have that for me, right?
Right.
And looks fade, like you said. Even emotional chemistry can come and go, but judgment, the ability to make good decisions when it counts, is forever. And if someone does not have that quality, do not marry them. And ask, if I was in a coma, would they make the right decisions?
True.
And if the answer is absolutely the fuck not, then do not marry them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I just had to have this conversation with my husband the other day because we were talking about what if I got sick, what hospital would you take me to? And he said something that I was just like,
Stony
are
Island?
you trying to kill me? Like I was like, you better take me straight down to where my doctors are.
I won't name any hospitals.
Yeah, I won't name any hospitals, but he said one that I was like, yeah, you just trying to kill me. So we had to have that. I was like, well, am I having this conversation with you?
Another good reason to get married, life
Yeah.
insurance. But anyway.
Life insurance, yeah.
That's so
I'm gonna
funny.
turn mine off because apparently he's hoping that I die.
Well, I would like to also say, even though we live in this, I don't know what we live in, I'll call it modern day times, marriage is still somewhat, women have expectations of men and men have expectations of women. If you're a woman, I would say you definitely, and your stuff's together, you definitely want to have a man who, because sometimes, and this doesn't even come into play. I don't know why we make such a big deal about it in social media, this whole head of household thing. But there will be times when you will be diametrically opposed in a decision.
So opposed.
Right. So sometimes, maybe you give deference to the guy. At least if you picked a guy that you trust and he's a good decision maker, then you don't, feel bad about
Yeah, I mean,
conceding
at
to
least
that.
they've thought it through in
Correct.
a way that you respect. Because if they don't, then okay. So the next thing is, and this is cliche.
Did we talk about trust yet?
No,
we
not
didn't get
yet.
there?
We didn't
Okay,
get
cool.
there. The next thing is, and this is maybe because I own a restaurant, maybe no, I've always felt this way.
All right.
How do they treat the wait staff at the restaurant? How do they treat people that they
Do you really have that over there?
that they I do.
That's on your
do
how
they-
to pick a spouse.
Yeah.
All right.
How do they
All
treat
right.
people that they deem okay, the better way to put this is how do you treat people who you deem like unimportant or people who don't have
That's Dathan O'Banion who just says what up.
oh my.
What's up? That's the other 1911
Hello.
in the building. What's going on, good brother? Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us. We need to have him on the show. He is probably one
Okay.
of the smartest dudes that I didn't know growing up that I've recently met.
Okay.
It is what it is.
I know his brother Dana.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know everybody. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so how they treat like it's so you want people who have kindness for people at all levels. So if they talk down to someone, oh, they're only, or they're just, or they're blah, it's like no, that's not.
Gina
kind.
B, everybody should write that down. That was an awesome tip. Now that I'm listening to you explain it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like to call it empathy, right?
Yeah, it's empathy. That's all it is.
You know, my dad used to say, and this has nothing to do with marriage, but when I was starting my real jobs, he would, get in a few leadership positions. He would say every, like vice president treats the janitor with the same respect
Right.
as he treats his co-vice presidents. And, I didn't think about how important that was at the time or what that says about the character of a man or woman, but it says a lot,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, these people are people.
One,
And their profession doesn't make who they are. I mean, you can learn something from every single person. So it's all about you really kind of opening your eyes and just looking at who you're with and how they treat people. And,
Sure.
all that.
I'm not going to go to my 5 qualities, but I do want to interject real quick since we're talking about jobs.
Okay.
I like to think of, again, we talked about the importance of a spouse being, at the beginning of the show, the most important decision ever. You've never seen a tombstone that says, here lies a great accountant.
No.
Never seen
You
one that
work
says,
60 hours a week.
here's that lie the dude worth, his net worth was $2.3 million at the time of death. You've never seen it. You've seen great father, husband, son, all that stuff, right? So, speaking of jobs, Gina B, let me see. We didn't rehearse this. One of the best indicators of how you pick a future spouse is this.
Okay.
Let's say you're in the sort of placement game, right?
Yes, I am.
What's a good predictor of future success of an employee? What?
Well,
What?
I mean,
They're
the
what?
best predictor of future is their past.
Stop right there. Someone's past behavior,
Yeah.
how they are, is indicative of how they're going to be as a spouse.
Exactly.
If you had a guy and he was raised in drug addict, right? And he's a pimp,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he meets you and changes his life.
Nope.
I'm not saying it can't happen.
I don't want to be the guinea pig.
I wouldn't bet on it, right? I wouldn't bet on it. And if she was dropping it like it's hot, and I know ladies don't like to hear this, I don't care. If her body count is through the roof, I don't know if she's going to stop with you, player.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, the best predictor of
Of future behavior is past
future behavior is past behavior.
Right.
And I would even throw in, I would look at their families. It's just me.
Definitely look at the family.
I'm not judging.
Oh my God.
Because a lot of us watching this are African American, and we all got some trifling people in our families.
Yeah, but-
so technically we all could be disqualified.
Yeah, but it's how you handle that family too.
Right.
It's like you don't have to always everyone's got some cousins they don't mess with, right?
Right.
Like and for good reason. Like maybe Ray Ray is not the right, whatever. But okay, so that dovetails perfectly into my number 5, which is, do they take responsibility for their shit?
Good shit or bad shit?
Any shit. Because you want a spouse, not a scapegoat, right? So if everything in their life is someone else's fault,
Oh, accountability?
yeah, do they apologize well? I mean, that's a spiritual gift. I
know-
even put "you'll like this." in my
I'm about to say, because I beat this up on social media because it is such a prevalent issue today. Whether it is a social media post, whether it's people guests we have on our show, inevitably, and we're nice about it, it's always someone else's fault.
Well, here's the way to figure that out early. I'll tell you
Talk to me.
exactly, like before you even go on a date, when you talk, and this is the most lenient anyone's going to be when they don't really know each other. They don't know who they're going to be to each other. You can ask all the questions. So when you ask the question of when was your last relationship, and they say whenever, and then you say, okay, why did it end? Okay. Now, if the answer to that question is, oh, it was all them,
Oh yeah.
they blah, 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 blah,
Right.
like all that, and they take no responsibility for the ending of that relationship, then that's a red flag, in my opinion. If they say something like, well, you know, we just weren't right for each other, or we weren't well suited, and like she wanted this and he wanted that, and blah, 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 we weren't a good match, or, you know, something like where there is accountability, then that is promising.
That is very promising.
But, and you can, telling you, you don't even need to go on a date to figure this out. If you hear that, don't do it.
And if someone can be accountable, I think mistakes are fine because it says that they're human, but it says that they're willing to get better.
Yeah.
We had the most pleasant guest on our show
Oh, last week?
last week. We did a
April.
show called Finding Love After 40. This woman's 50 plus. She found a guy she's marrying, and she had the most pleasant demeanor. And in the middle of the show, I said, you just seem so happy. And she acknowledged screwing up past relationships.
Yeah.
She acknowledged going to therapy. She acknowledges learning about herself. Because as my wife says, we can, and thanks, babe, if you're watching this show or watch, we can only change what's in our control.
We can only.
And this woman took full accountability of what was in her control. And ladies, I know I give you crap, and a lot of it deserve it. A lot of ladies don't like saying they're sorry. It is what it is.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
like
people don't.
kryptonite to them. Ladies, if he can say you're sorry, if you're in the dating phase, and he can take accountability, you're doing yourself a favor showing that you can, because
Now, to be clear,
men are really aware of these things now.
a lot of men are saying they're sorry just so they can keep getting some ass.
All right, well, ladies aren't even saying they're sorry for that.
Okay, well, that's because they can, they don't care.
Clearly.
They don't care. They can go and get some from someplace. I mean, like a lot of men are just like, what is it going to take?
But again,
for
we're-
me to get back in, you know.
Well, we're talking about how to find a spouse. We're not talking about trying to hit.
Well, but I mean, a lot of that's part of anyway.
Men say a lot. Make no mistake, ladies. Every man out there who's saying he's sorry, most men you encounter, by nature of a man, he's trying to hit.
My husband will apologize for something. He doesn't even know half the time. He just wants me to be.
We don't like
He just doesn't want to be bothered with whatever.
Right. Well, I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay.
I am going to give and then I want you to go right back to that.
Okay.
Because I'll come back to these.
Okay.
You're going to write down these 5 qualities.
Oh, he can't wait for the 5. He's 11
No.
months pregnant with his 5
We're
qualities.
gonna rip through
No,
these.
let's do it. Let's do
We're
it.
gonna
I'm
rip
excited.
through them, and I'll come back to them at the
Okay,
end.
let's do it. I want to hear it.
Because a lot of these things, when we think about a spouse, everyone has their list.
Yep.
And I'm saying throw your list away, because your list has all your wants, which Gina B said at the beginning of the show. The things you want in a person, their money, their height, their looks, that's all important, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have. It's nice when they
But
have it.
if you're going to marry someone, honesty, trustworthiness, open and effective communication,
Yep.
mutual respect,
Exactly.
shared values and goals, and I'm not going to say most importantly, and we just mentioned this, emotional maturity and stability. Now, we can go into humor, we can go into
Humor is
mutual
not-
independence, we can go into all that
Everyone
stuff.
doesn't need humor.
But those are the 5.
Everyone doesn't need. Yeah.
Those are the 5 that if you got somebody that's pretty solid
Right.
in those 5, you're juggling a couple dudes or ladies that got those 5 down, you got 2 good choices. You got a hard choice.
You do. You have a hard choice.
Anyway, back to you.
Okay.
I just want to go through
Those are
those.
quick. Okay. And I agree with all of those.
Okay, cool. That was the answer to the test.
Which dovetails, and once again, this is why we're good co-hosts. Dovetails perfectly into do you actually like them? Are you friends? So, would you want to hang out with them if you weren't sleeping with them?
That's golden right there.
Yeah.
Because I don't care if he has the golden staff,
Yeah.
or I don't care what she's built like. Eventually, y'all both gonna get used to that, right? Mm-hmm. She's gonna get on your nerves.
Yeah,
and
of course.
fellas, I was about to take a dig. I was like, ladies want more or something else.
They
You
do.
You just won't be it. It's got to be standing on something. That's where your shared values in. That's where your respect comes in.
For sure.
There was a this was sidebar. Somebody, and I was just going back and forth with some folks because I told you right before a show I'm messing with folks, right?
Of course you are. 'Cause that's who
Someone
you are.
put up and there were two women in particular. Aisha Park, if you're watching, I'm sorry, she told me to call her eighth wonder of the world.
Eighth
Anyway,
wonder of the world.
I just got tired of her going off on me. I was like, could you be nice? She's like, don't call me this. Anyway, it was a skit, and it was a married couple, and it said, would you be okay with this? And there was some music started playing, and it says your girls are out at brunch, your single girls are out at brunch. And the lady starts dancing, the husband's like, no. And so they took offense. They were like, wow, he's insecure. He's this, that, and the other. And I said, well, it's not about him controlling her. Ideally, he wants a woman who respects him in the relationship.
Right.
Because there's one thing for the nature of men. Men are always going to flirt. But I asked these women a question. They wouldn't give me a straight answer. Would you be okay inviting, having behavior that would invite men to flirt if your husband wasn't around? And they wouldn't answer directly because they're single, number one.
Right.
Fellas, stay away from any woman that does that. All I'm saying is,
Yeah, you don't need
that's
to
just not
attract the
respecting a
attention.
relationship. I'm not saying police it. You want a woman or man who respects you enough so that when you're not around, you still feel safe, protected,
Exactly. You
and
feel
respected.
like
And
you're-
both parties, protection isn't just let me go check this back door because somebody's coming in to get Gina. If we were married, we're not married. If you're just tuning in,
Yeah. To each other.
but protection is also protecting someone's
It
feelings.
is. It is. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. You don't do anything that, I don't attract that kind of attention 'cause I just don't want to have to get rid of people. It's just.
And it also, ladies, if you don't know this, especially those who are just dating, this isn't even marriage. There's a low level threat of violence when men are around.
Oh, of course.
And if
Yeah.
you're out with a guy, I don't care if he's 5'3", let some dude smack her on the butt.
Oh my God.
A fight, a gunshot, something is gonna happen, and it's gonna go from 0 to 100 real quick. So don't
learned
put your
this-
man in that spot.
Well, I learned this with my father, right? So my dad was a saxophone player, and when
For the Rolling Stones.
Well, for part of it, but for the most part, he played with his blues band. So I learned that if I was at his gigs, I could not do anything that would cause problems while he's on
Absolutely.
the stage, because that means he'd have to jump off the stage and
Beat somebody
kill
with
somebody.
a damn saxophone.
And so at the same time, now this which prepared me perfectly for now my marriage, because if Lee is spinning or something, I can't, there can't be anything that I'm doing that's crazy, because then he'll have to get off the tables and whoop somebody's ass.
and say, hey, dog, I don't have to F you up.
Right. I mean, really.
And then you've caused-
And here's the funny part. There was one time when he was spinning some party. It was kind of high profile party, and Boris Kojo was there, and I was like, should I dance with Boris Kojo? And
See that?
I was like, I can't do that because he'll
See
kill
that?
me. But
There's certain names that trigger me around Boris, Idris.
all the fine
Hold on,
names.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. With my wife, Casey,
Casey, as in Jodeci?
listen to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Listen to me. I don't even like singing it during karaoke. She gets a little too excited.
No.
Old Casey, pre-crackhead Casey.
Yeah.
No shout out. If
pre-
Casey's clean now, somebody tell him
if
no.
Casey's watching.
Casey's
Yes,
watching.
Casey, if you're watching, we're sorry.
Go ahead.
But yeah, anyway, so go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, I'm just going to talk about why we get married, right? So,
Yeah.
sidebar, we get married because, A, you want to go through life with somebody. And the institution of marriage, the reason you go through the ceremony, even though a lot of people, and that's another thing. When I say look at people's past, how did they see things through? Because a lot of people quit marriages these days.
They do.
For reasons
much.
that I just felt like it. I just felt like I could do better over here. So that's why I'm big on looking at history. Someone who's had, I've had 17 boyfriends in the past, 5 years. Right. I don't know. So, but marriage prevents you, from leaving. We took a vow. We got to figure it out.
Yeah, if you think of if you are aligned,
Right. If you are
on what
aligned.
marriage is,
And
which
then,
I
do
recommend.
you want to go through that if somebody who empathizes, who really cares about family, and do I really want to break up and rip the family unit apart from these kids? Do y'all really want to go to a custody battle? I mean, because those things last forever.
Oh my God, no!
And they
Nobody
bankrupt you.
wants it. Yeah, because no one wins. The only people who win there are the attorneys. So you just want to make sure you figure it out. So okay, so I've only got 2 more points here.
And after that, I got some words, specific words, and I might get a little biblical. And I know that ain't your thing.
It's not really, but that's
But
okay.
I might preach a little bit here today.
I'll tolerate it. Okay, so
I'm gonna need a drink before I.
Same values, not necessarily equal same interests. Okay, so you don't have to like the same music, but it helps.
Really?
It helps when you do. You can, but you do need to want the same life.
Absolutely.
So,
and you had some
do
great
you-
examples of that.
Yeah.
Give
do
the
you
people that.
want the same life? Do you want kids or do you not want kids?
Huge.
Things you can figure out early, by the way.
Right.
Do you want to live in the city? Or you want to live in the suburbs? Are you, what kind of person are you? Are you in debt or are you a financial planner? Because those two are not good bedfellows, right?
Right.
The person who's in deep debt versus the person who's like itchy when they hear the
So
word,
marry
the D
rich.
word. Or marry like-minded. If you got 2 people who just want to be in debt, knock yourself out.
Or
But if you got 2 people who are like good financial planners, then they will get along famously.
and that expectations. I think if, for instance, I got some friends who they're like finance guys, and they handle everything in their house.
Yeah.
And then I got some who, things are sort of handled joint. Whatever works, it's just got to work for both of you. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
like-minded
if you're
is
a
all I'm saying.
person that needs to be like my husband and I like to be the CFO in our own accounts, so that we don't really operate with joint accounts.
So if
too
my
much.
wife is watching, baby, I really need you to get up to speed on QuickBooks.
Yeah, I
We need
mean,
to switch over.
I mean, realistically though, you've got to figure out what it is that you operate, how you operate, and if it's compatible.
Sure.
Because so once again, tips for people who are just meeting. Okay, here's how you figure this out. So once again, first date, you can ask whatever you want because you are not anything to that person at this point. You're just learning that person.
Okay, wait a minute. You know I'm big on first dates. What do you mean you can ask anything?
You can, because you can ask, so you guys have not established any relationship between either of you. So therefore, you can just kind of have an open conversation about things. Like that's where you ask, when was your last relationship? How did it end? Okay, that's a good one. The other thing is, this is a question I just like to ask. It's like, you're not even in the equation yet for them. So what do you want for yourself?
Can you guys make this the second date? First date, Gina B. I need you ladies to just be a kid and not a cat. Just be fun and
But I
playful.
mean, if you get into the conversation, if you get into these conversations,
Okay, let's say it's not the first date.
Don't force it. Okay,
Let's say it's not the first
whatever.
date.
Fine, second date.
First
But-
date should just be playful.
But second date, so you've sniffed around each other, but you still don't. Nobody has established exclusivity or a real relationship.
Okay,
right?
okay, got it.
So you can actually ask questions. This is the best time to ask questions because you're evaluating, and you haven't decided what you're going to be to each other.
Right.
If anything, you could be friends, you could be whatever, maybe you got a girl that he might want to, you don't know. So now's the time. If you're going to ask questions, now's the time. Second date, first date, whatever, first, second date. Okay. So ask questions like, what do you want for yourself? Like, how do you see your life? Now forget about, you're not in the equation. So you don't have to say, what do you see for us? There's no us.
Yeah, and especially if you're north of 35, 40 years old, it starts to feel like an interview.
Yeah, but I mean, you can reciprocate the answers. I mean, it can be conversational.
I don't even know if I like you yet, so I'm not
I
about
could
to be interviewed.
No. I can say, I really would love at some point to buy a house. I mean, this is not me. But I would love at some point to buy a house in Naperville and blah, 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 blah. Okay. No. But if that were me and we were talking about it, that would give that person a sense of how I want to live my life.
I got it.
And whether or not that would be a compatible thing for him. So maybe he says, oh, no, I would really, my goal is to live in a high rise down in the middle of Chicago. And I don't ever want to I don't even want to know where Naperville is. So that right there might signal an incompatibility in how you
Sure.
want your life to look. So that's why I'm saying, before anything's at stake, it's good to have those conversations so you understand, I've had guys, I was the queen of the one and done date because I've had men, for some reason, on first dates say, I just can't wait one day to have 6 kids. I'm not sure who's gonna be having those kids for you. Like, okay, I can introduce you to some
Gina
people.
B has some childbearing hips. He's there.
I was like, hell no. So, but
That is hilarious.
I don't know what it. Seriously, I had disqualified.
And you
at
never
least
wanted
3,
kids?
4. No, never did, and always knew that. And
Do you dislike kids? A little bit.
I like them on a case by case
It's
basis.
touchy. I got
Case-by-case
3 of them,
basis.
and there are times,
You
hey,
know, like I mean,
here's
you know,
what it
I
is.
like them all.
Always
I mean,
love them.
but you know,
Always love
I
'em.
have 4 godchildren, and I unfortunately love them. But
Always love them.
I like them on a case by case
Always
basis,
love
and
'em.
I definitely don't see like I'm not the person that should have 24-hour responsibility for a child.
All right.
But that's not the point. Point is, I disqualified at least 4 people by them saying to me on the first date about how many kids. Nobody wins there.
So your point is you got to be on the same page.
So get on the same page and figure it out early.
True.
Before anybody's feelings are hurt.
Yeah, and I'm a big.
Or because no one will, if anyone concedes on anything big in their life, like so, let's just say I went further in these relationships with these men that I knew they wanted kids and I didn't want them, and I said, oh, but I like them because I dated a lot of nice guys who wanted kids. I'm like, no, y'all need to move on. But if I had just said no, but I really like him, let's see how it goes, right? So who gives up? Like, no one's gonna force me to have kids, but then what? So I cut him out of what he really wants?
Right.
Like, so why go further?
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So just anyway, I've gone on a tangent long enough about this, but you get my point.
Yep.
So,
You had another?
and the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'll let you take it over.
Sure.
Is this the person that you want beside you when you're, wearing your hip boots and shit, right? So life will go sideways, okay? Who do you want in the trenches when someone gets sick?
That's what you
lose a
meant by
job?
that. I read some of your notes. I was like, what does she mean? So you mean when things are going bad?
When things are in the toilet,
Oh, absolutely.
who do you want next to you?
My wife.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think both of us have done a pretty good job of choosing spouses.
Right.
I give my husband all the credit, really, because he really, had a vision.
And remember, one of the reasons you picked this person is because you knew life was going to be hard.
Life is hard.
And you wanted somebody to go through it with. But managing those
Absolutely.
person by yourself, you're going to make bad decisions. So now you got to juggle.
You are.
Ideally, the way this thing works, you're like my second set of eyes, and I'm your second set of eyes. You're my, and so you should ideally make better decisions together. But when they say you should think as one, I can't think of something that is more true. Because as a man, you don't get more out of that woman by being selfish, and as a woman, you damn sure don't get more out of that man by being selfish. They have a saying: behind every successful man,
Beside.
and this actually goes for men and women.
Beside.
Again, if it goes for men and women, it doesn't matter.
Okay, go for it. What are you going to say?
Behind every, next to every successful man is a strong woman.
Okay.
But they don't tell you behind every unsuccessful man is also a strong woman. A man or a woman can push you to new heights, or they
Take
can
you
bring
to
you down.
lows that you've never seen. Like, you will be dragged down into the mud by a bad partner.
Can you put more apple juice in here
Yeah,
while
I
I
can
get?
do
Can I
it.
get to my? Can I go?
Reese.
Can I go to my thing?
Where's Reese?
Can I go to
Yeah,
my-
you can go to your thing.
So
Focus on him for a minute.
So we're talking about how to pick a successful spouse.
This man.
There's no way I can't talk about any mistakes in picking a successful spouse. I'm going to run through them. We got about 5-6 minutes left.
Dougie.
Number one, do not be afraid of being alone. People who make the best spouses are healed and they are okay with themselves. So if you see a person that's got to be in a relationship where they don't feel whole, or they're looking for someone to make them feel whole, they probably aren't a good spouse, wouldn't be a good spouse. And if you are that person, get used to being happy with you. I call it terror of loneliness. Number two, just because the sunk cost of time. What, are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at myself on camera. Anyway, go
Oh,
ahead.
the sunk cost of time.
Right.
We have a
We have a
delay.
delay.
The sunk cost of time. Just
Yeah.
because you've spent 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, 15 years, doesn't mean you have to continue into something that just isn't clicking.
Right. Oh, yeah. Can I just stop you for a second and just expand on that?
Stop me for a second.
Just 2 seconds. So, if you are in a bad relationship and you know you're in a bad relationship, you should get out of it immediately, because the sunk cost of time also involves your emotional impact. So, there's a lot of emotional impact in being in a bad relationship and being with a person who doesn't, either fit your needs or whatever.
I agree with that, but I'll qualify it by saying if it's not fixable.
If it's not fixable.
And a lot of times,
if it's damaging
there's
you.
a 50% chance it's you.
Well, but
There's two people.
There's
a
also
50%.
chemistry.
I know, but
Yeah, but there's a chance it's you. But here's the deal. The deal is that if you are with a person who doesn't bring out the best in you, I've dated people where they're perfectly fine people.
right.
Perfectly fine. We just weren't for each other.
And that's fine if that's it. But
that's it.
sometimes you feel that's it, but it's really, I have my defenses up and I don't like being vulnerable, and I haven't shown that I don't trust you, and I act accordingly. It could be me.
It could be.
That's
but
all I'm
the
saying.
point is, if the combination is not good,
Right.
then before you get damaged and before you get baggage, get out of that relationship, because all you're going to do is drag that into your next relationship,
Right.
and it's irrevocable, right? Okay, go for it.
All right, now,
I get you
number
back.
3. This is harder for women than men. When, I'm a believer, and I'm generalizing. When men pick a woman, you're like, that's the woman I want. When women pick it, that's my best alternative for now.
Mm-hmm.
So, man or woman, don't get what I call muddled up in the assumption of better alternatives. If this person has met your 5 guidelines, and I gave it out at the beginning of the show,
Yes, you did.
your honesty, your trustworthiness, your openness and communication, your mutual respect, shared values, and emotional maturity and stability, it's on you to work that out before you start looking at alternatives, because the grass always looks greener on the other side, but sometimes it's better where you water.
Where your water at. The grass is always better where you water.
All right. If you're slightly damaged, some of us have a hatred of love. We aren't used to things going normal. Because I have been a serial cheater and cheated on every man I've had. I'm pretending I'm a woman.
I'm like, what?
I've cheated on every. No homo.
What are you talking
no
about?
Homo, no
Okay.
homo. Let's say I'm a woman, and I've cheated on most men, and I haven't been that honest. I just can't believe he is being honest. I can't believe he is being forthright. I sabotage that. You again, that just goes back to being fixed before you start the relationship. Ladies, don't be attracted to the appeal of madness. I have seen very nice, stable men, hardworking men left because this guy over here was exciting, but it wasn't nothing good.
yeah,
It was,
the bad boy appeal.
and I just didn't think that was. It is true. I hate to say it is true. So, yeah. Lastly, number 6 is the biggest. We talked about it early. It is the tragedy of defensiveness. Gina, I just think maybe, possibly, you should, wake up a little earlier. Are you saying I don't keep the house clean? And you saying I'm organized? And you saying I'm this, that, and the other? And are you saying I'm a horrible person?
Well, because what that is really is, we had this conversation earlier today. That reaction speaks more about your feelings about yourself than it does about what that person
Absolutely.
said. So, yeah.
That is probably in 2025 the biggest, what I call, don't pick that person.
Do not.
Just
because they're reading too many things into like little benign things that you might,
Absolutely.
say. And, we're all guilty of. I mean, like, there are things that you feel guilty about in the house.
But ideally, you should marry someone who, if you say, "Hey, Chris, you should plan your day a little more. I think you'd be a little efficient." In a perfect world, well, thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Thanks for noticing. I'm gonna really work on that, and I'm gonna be more efficient. I do think I can save some time.
Or what do you mean by that? Where can I be more?
Absolutely.
What do you see that I don't see?
Even if you aren't in full agreement with it, that's a
Right.
great answer. Question it. But the defensiveness thing, it is a relationship killer. Most people aren't even married, right? If you're talking African American, we got 30% of people married.
Yeah.
But it is a long-term relationship killer. If I had to point out any risk factor or mistake, it is that. If someone can take constructive criticism, conversely, we always talk about red flags. That is a huge green flag.
Yes.
If someone can take constructive criticism, and you should look for green flags. Everyone's going to have red ones, but look for green ones.
Yeah, please do.
Don't underestimate small flaws that become larger, bigger problems. I heard someone else say this. If I have a pebble in my shoe, it isn't a big deal. But if I'm running a marathon, by the end of mile 1, my foot
will be bloody.
is bloody as hell.
Right.
So some small problems can be big problems. Just be mindful of them. Don't underestimate physical attraction. Even though relationships aren't sustained from that, man or woman, if you're going to be doing the hanky-panky for the rest of your natural life with one person, or at least that's your intent, you should enjoy it. Right?
Right. Yes.
Now,
You should
and
enjoy it.
what that is different for different people. He may
It
just be
is.
so much of a wonderful
Just be on
person.
the same
Wait a
page,
minute.
though.
He may be so much of a wonderful person on all that other stuff. His threshold is here.
Right.
But maybe, I don't know your scale. But that has to be there, at least satisfactorily
Yeah.
to last.
Yeah.
And the last one is perfectionism.
Perfectionism.
I made it up. I see this
Perfectionism.
more when things go wrong, one or the other person starts picking at what's wrong with them. You're basically
You're being a perfectionist.
you're filling your mind up
and you're
with,
nitpicky.
and you're filling your mind up with why I'm about to leave. Right? It is what
Right,
it is.
It is.
You start nitpicking. She doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Well, the truth is, all you have to do to bring yourself back down to reality is realize you're not perfect either.
No one's perfect.
Can I have 2 more minutes?
Okay.
2 minutes real quick.
And then
2 minutes.
our producer is like, look.
Hurry. He's like, hurry the hell up. I got a
wrap
date.
it.
She'll wait. Real quick. This is for my religious folk. I said I was going to preach.
Oh, here we go.
Well, there's a
Yeah,
guy.
don't be too
There's a guy.
nice.
If he does things. He helps young men control their emotional maturity. His name's Jason Wilson.
Okay.
The guy with the beard. I've never seen him.
I don't think so.
Anyway,
Anyway.
he also talks about marriage. And I've had a lot of younger men, millennials, asking me, and this is specifically for men, since we do the asking. And I tell my producer it'll take 2 minutes. Don't get caught up on the exterior. That is huge. Men, present company included, we will try to fit that round peg into a square hole. All I'm going to say is I will not make this a religious post. Proverbs 31, verse 10 through 31. The values of a virtuous woman. Since we are the ones who ask, right? A woman can mean everything, fellas, but a wife, that will tell you is hard to find. It is not the chick twerking in the club. That ain't her. If she's hard to find, if she's rare, if she's virtuous in her ways, if she's unavailable to everybody else, if she trusts you, you trust her, if she brings you no bad stuff. Not the girl trying to get you to, hey, babe, pop this pill. That ain't her. Sorry, not for a wife. It ain't. She's virtuous. She's good financially. She's resourceful. Anyway, if you get a chance to read this and you haven't heard anything in this show that pointed to how someone looked, have you?
No.
Because when you're picking a spouse, again, while that's important, and here's what I'll close out, you have your needs and your wants. I want her to have a Coke body shape. I want her to look like, she got to have Serena Williams body, right? She got to have, Beyonce face, and she got to have sex appeal like Rihanna. And she got to be able to cook like Aunt Jemima.
And you're going to be single like all the rest of these.
Right. You don't get everything, right?
Yeah, right,
But those
exactly.
things fade. So that's all I got right now. When you got these fish on a line, consider those things, but get fixed first. We didn't spend a lot of time on that. That's all I got. We'll bring a couple couples on here the next time we
will.
touch
That'll
on
be
marriage
fun.
who've been married a
Maybe
gazillion
we'll bring
years.
our own spouses on
Anyway,
here.
I
That'd be
enjoyed
fun.
it. Good job, Gina B. Shout out to our
last year.
super producer, Reese. Shout out to you if you're watching this show later. Leave us some comments. I'll be sure to answer them. Peace and love, Chris and Gina. We out of here like last year. See you next week, Tuesday,
Bye-bye.
7 p.m.
It'll be cooler in here.
Exactly.
You're a 20 piece. 'Cause girl, you're